Welcome to Calm Echoes Podcast, your gentle companion for peaceful nights. If you find this episode comforting, please consider liking and subscribing. Tonight, we'll drift along a tranquil path, exploring the idea that the path of least resistance isn't always wrong. Sometimes, flowing with the natural current of life can be a source of profound peace and unexpected beauty, like a leaf carried effortlessly on a gentle stream. Let your mind settle, your breath soften, and your body relax into the soothing sounds of our voices. Imagine yourself surrounded by the stillness of a twilight forest, the soft rustling of leaves your only companion. Allow yourself to simply be, to rest in the quiet embrace of the present moment. We often associate the path of least resistance with laziness or avoidance, but sometimes it's about recognizing the natural rhythms of life and moving in harmony with them. Like the slow, steady growth of a tree reaching for the sun, it can be about surrendering to the ebb and flow of existence, finding comfort in the gentle sway of the world around us. In the quiet of this evening, we invite you to release any judgments or expectations you may have. Let go of the need to strive, to push, to force. Allow yourself to sink into a state of deep relaxation, like a smooth stone settling on the soft bed of a river. Breathe in the peace. Breathe out the tension. Think of a clear, calm lake reflecting the moon and stars. Its surface remains undisturbed, reflecting the beauty above with perfect clarity. Sometimes, embracing the path of least resistance is like becoming that still water, allowing life to reflect upon us without causing ripples of unrest. It's about finding serenity in acceptance. As we explore this idea together, let your thoughts drift like clouds across a summer sky. There's no need to grasp or hold on to anything. Simply allow the gentle rhythm of our words to wash over you, carrying you further into a state of deep tranquility. Let the stillness seep into your bones, calming and soothing you. Imagine a feather floating gently on the breeze. It doesn't fight against the wind, but allows itself to be carried wherever the current takes it. Sometimes, trusting the path of least resistance is about having that same faith in the flow of life, knowing that even in the unknown, there is a quiet beauty to be found. The world outside can wait. For now, just be present with yourself in this peaceful space. Allow yourself to be nurtured by the quiet, the stillness, the gentle rhythm of our voices. Let go of the day's burdens and sink deeper into relaxation. Let every breath you take be a gentle sigh of release. In the upcoming episodes, we'll delve deeper into this concept, exploring how embracing the path of least resistance can lead to unexpected growth and a deeper connection with ourselves and the world around us. For now, just rest in the quiet, knowing that it's okay to let go, to surrender, to simply be. Imagine a smooth, gray river stone nestled at the bottom of a clear, slow-moving stream. The water flows over it, around it, never forcing its way, yet shaping the stone over time with the gentlest of touches. This stone doesn't fight the current, doesn't resist the natural flow of the water. It simply exists, accepting the path of least resistance, becoming smoother, more polished with each passing moment. There's a profound peace in that surrender, a quiet understanding that sometimes yielding is not weakness, but a form of wisdom. Let that image settle in your mind. The cool, smooth stone, the whispering water, the effortless flow. Think of a tall, graceful willow tree bending in the breeze. Its branches sway and dip, yielding to the wind's direction, never opposing its force. It doesn't resist, it dances. The willow doesn't see the wind as an adversary, but as a partner in a gentle waltz. This acceptance, this flowing with the natural rhythm of the world, allows the willow to thrive, to stand tall and elegant, a testament to the power of yielding. Visualize the willow's long, slender branches, swaying gently back and forth, a peaceful rhythm in the soft breeze. Let that image lull you into a state of tranquility. Consider the soft, white clouds drifting lazily across the vast expanse of the sky. They change shape effortlessly, morphing and reforming, never fighting the currents of air that carry them. They simply are, accepting their journey, their path of least resistance. There's a profound beauty in their impermanence, in their willingness to go wherever the wind may take them. Imagine those clouds drifting above you now, soft and weightless, symbols of surrender and acceptance. inviting you to release any tension you may be holding. Picture a gentle stream meandering through a meadow. It doesn't force its way through the landscape, but flows around obstacles, finding the easiest path, creating a winding, beautiful journey. The stream doesn't see these deviations as setbacks, but as opportunities to explore, to discover new paths. It embraces the path of least resistance, a testament to the wisdom of yielding, the beauty of going with the flow. Imagine the soft gurgle of the water, the cool, damp earth beside it, the sense of peaceful surrender. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your own breath. Like the flowing stream, your breath finds its own natural rhythm, effortlessly moving in and out, in and out. There's no need to force it, no need to control it. Simply allow it to flow, to find its own path of least resistance. A gentle tide washing over you, a soothing rhythm lulling you closer to sleep. Just breathe, in and out, surrendering to the natural flow of your breath. Imagine lying on a soft bed of moss, the earth beneath you solid and supportive. You sink into the moss, allowing its softness to cradle you, to hold you. You're not resisting its embrace, but surrendering to it, letting go of any tension, any worries. Like the river stone, the willow tree, the drifting cloud, you're allowing yourself to rest, to yield, to find peace in the path of least resistance. Feel the soft moss beneath you, supporting you, cradling you, inviting you to relax completely. The path of least resistance isn't about giving up. It's about recognizing that sometimes the easiest path is also the wisest. It's about flowing with life, not against it. It's about accepting what is, rather than resisting it. It's about finding peace in the present moment, just as you are, just as things are. Breathe in that acceptance. Breathe out any lingering resistance. Allow yourself to simply be. As you drift closer to sleep, remember the image of the smooth river stone, the swaying willow, the drifting cloud, the meandering stream. Remember the feeling of the soft moss beneath you, the gentle rise and fall of your breath. Remember the wisdom of yielding, the peace of acceptance, the beauty of the path of least resistance. Let these images and sensations lull you into a deep, restful sleep. Good night. May your sleep be filled with peace and tranquility. Less than / person one greater than. Less than person one greater than. Welcome to Calm Echoes Podcast, your gentle companion for peaceful nights. If you find this episode comforting, please consider liking and subscribing. Imagine a smooth, gently flowing river winding its way through a sun-dappled forest. The water doesn't fight against the rocks and roots in its path. It simply flows around them, finding the easiest route. This is the path of least resistance, a natural, effortless movement forward. Sometimes we resist this flow in our own lives, believing we must always strive, always push. But there's wisdom in yielding, in allowing ourselves to be guided by the natural currents of life. It's not about giving up, it's about finding a gentler, more harmonious way. Think of a leaf drifting on a slow, meandering stream. It doesn't struggle against the current. It simply allows itself to be carried along. It trusts the water to guide it, to take it where it needs to go. This surrender, this acceptance of the natural flow, is a beautiful expression of the path of least resistance. It's not a sign of weakness, but a sign of deep wisdom, a recognition that sometimes the easiest path is the wisest path. Embrace the gentle flow and allow yourself to be carried towards peace and tranquility. The path of least resistance isn't about avoiding challenges, it's about navigating them with grace and ease. Just as the river carves its path through the landscape over time, so too can we shape our lives by following the natural contours of our being. We can embrace the ebbs and flows, the twists and turns, without forcing or straining. Allow yourself to be guided by your intuition, by the gentle whispers of your inner wisdom. It's in these moments of surrender that we often find the most profound clarity and peace. Picture a gentle breeze rustling through the leaves of a willow tree. The branches sway and bend, yielding to the wind without resistance. They don't fight the force of nature, they move with it, in harmony with it. This is the essence of the path of least resistance. Finding a way to move through life with fluidity and grace, adapting to the changing circumstances with ease. Let go of the need to control, to force, to strive. Embrace the gentle sway, the natural rhythm of life. Consider the slow, steady growth of a tree, reaching towards the sunlight. It doesn't force its way through the earth, it patiently navigates the soil, finding the path of least resistance, drawing nourishment along the way. This gentle persistence, this unwavering yet adaptable growth, is a beautiful metaphor for our own journey. We can strive for our goals, for our dreams. Without force, without struggle, we can trust that the path will unfold before us, just as the sun nourishes the tree, nurturing its growth. Imagine a soft, fluffy cloud drifting lazily across the vast expanse of the sky. It doesn't resist the wind, it simply moves with it, effortlessly gliding through the air. This is the beauty of surrendering to the path of least resistance. It's not about being passive, it's about being present, about being attuned to the natural flow of life. Allow yourself to drift, to float, to be carried by the gentle currents of the universe. Reflect on the quiet stillness of a deep, tranquil lake. The surface is smooth and calm, reflecting the beauty of the surrounding landscape. This stillness isn't the absence of movement, it's the presence of deep, inner peace. It's a state of being that arises when we cease to resist, when we surrender to the present moment. Embrace the stillness, the quietude, and allow yourself to be enveloped by the tranquil embrace of the present. The path of least resistance is not a path of inaction, but a path of aligned action. It's about choosing the path that feels most natural, most effortless, most in harmony with your true self. Just as water finds its way to the ocean, so too will you find your way if you trust the gentle guidance of your inner wisdom. Let go of the need to control and embrace the flow, the ease, the natural unfolding of your life. Less than / person one greater than. Less than person one greater than. Welcome to Calm Echoes Podcast, your gentle companion for peaceful nights. If you find this episode comforting, please consider liking and subscribing. Imagine a smooth gray riverstone nestled in the bed of a flowing stream. The water effortlessly glides around it, taking the path of least resistance, shaping the stone over time with gentle persistence. This unhurried, natural flow speaks to the inherent wisdom of yielding, of allowing things to unfold in their own time, in their own way. It's a quiet reminder that sometimes the path of least resistance isn't a sign of weakness, but a sign of understanding the natural rhythms of life. Think of a willow tree swaying in the breeze. It doesn't fight the wind. It doesn't resist the natural force. Instead, it bends and sways, its branches flowing with the air currents. This graceful surrender allows the willow to weather even the strongest storms, its flexibility a testament to the power of non-resistance. In the same way, sometimes allowing ourselves to be guided by the natural flow of events, by the path of least resistance, can lead us to a place of greater strength and resilience. Picture a gentle, meandering path through a sun-dappled forest. This path, worn smooth by the passage of countless feet, likely follows the natural contours of the land, winding around obstacles rather than confronting them directly. It's a testament to the idea that sometimes the easiest path is not a shortcut, but a more harmonious way forward, a path that respects the existing landscape, both internal and external. Allowing yourself to be guided by this gentle flow can lead to unexpected beauty and tranquility. Consider the slow, steady growth of a mighty oak tree. It doesn't force its way through the earth, but rather patiently extends its roots, seeking the path of least resistance through the soil. This slow, persistent growth allows the oak to establish a deep, strong foundation, enabling it to withstand the tests of time. Similarly, embracing the path of least resistance in our own lives doesn't imply stagnation, but rather a mindful approach to growth, a gentle unfolding of our potential. Visualize a soft, white cloud drifting across the vast expanse of the sky. It effortlessly follows the currents of air, changing shape as it travels, adapting to the invisible forces that guide its journey. The cloud's fluidity reminds us that sometimes the path of least resistance is not about giving up, but about embracing change, about allowing ourselves to be shaped by the experiences that come our way. This acceptance can bring a sense of peace and lightness to our lives. Imagine a quiet pond reflecting the soft glow of the moon. The surface of the water, undisturbed by ripples, perfectly mirrors the celestial body above, creating a scene of serene beauty. This stillness, this lack of resistance, allows for a perfect reflection, a clear image of the world around us. Sometimes, embracing the path of least resistance means creating space for stillness within ourselves, allowing for greater clarity and understanding to emerge. Think of a gently sloping hillside covered in a blanket of soft, green moss. The moss doesn't strive to grow upwards, but spreads outwards, covering the ground in a lush, verdant carpet. It accepts its place in the ecosystem, embracing the path of least resistance, and in doing so, contributes to the overall beauty and harmony of the environment. In the same way, sometimes accepting our current circumstances, allowing ourselves to be guided by the natural flow of life, can lead to unexpected growth and fulfillment. Picture a calm, clear stream flowing through a meadow. The water follows the natural dips and curves of the land, its gentle murmur a soothing melody. This effortless flow reminds us that sometimes the path of least resistance isn't about avoiding challenges, but about navigating them with grace and fluidity, allowing ourselves to be guided by the wisdom of the natural world. Imagine a field of wildflowers swaying gently in the breeze. Each flower faces the sun, effortlessly turning its petals towards the warmth and light. They don't struggle against the wind, but instead yield to its gentle pressure, creating a mesmerizing dance of color and movement. This effortless grace is a reminder that embracing the path of least resistance can be a source of beauty and joy, a way of aligning ourselves with the natural rhythms of life. Welcome to Calm Echoes Podcast, your gentle companion for peaceful nights. If you find this episode comforting, please consider liking and subscribing. Imagine a smooth, gently flowing river finding its way down a mountainside. It doesn't fight the rocks and boulders in its path, it simply flows around them, carving a unique and beautiful journey. This is the essence of the path of least resistance, a natural, effortless unfolding. Sometimes, choosing the easiest path isn't about giving up, it's about conserving your energy for the journeys that truly require your strength. Let that thought settle softly in your mind as you drift further into relaxation. Think of a blade of grass pushing its way up through the soil. It doesn't forcefully shove its way through the hardened earth, but patiently seeks the tiny cracks and crevices, emerging into the sunlight with quiet grace. In life, we often face obstacles that seem insurmountable, but like the blade of grass, we can often find a gentler path, a way to navigate around these challenges, conserving our energy and preserving our peace. Embrace this gentle unfolding and allow yourself to rest. Consider the way the wind whispers through the trees. It dances and weaves between the branches, never forcing its way through, yet its presence is deeply felt. This gentle yielding is not weakness, but a profound understanding of harmony. The path of least resistance is often a path of wisdom, a recognition that sometimes the most effective way forward is the one that requires the least struggle. Let this gentle understanding wash over you, bringing a sense of calm and ease. Picture a cloud floating effortlessly across the vast expanse of the sky. It doesn't fight against the wind, but moves in graceful harmony with the currents of air. Sometimes, letting go of our rigid plans and embracing the natural flow of life brings us to unexpected and beautiful destinations. The path of least resistance can lead us to places we never imagined, revealing hidden opportunities and surprising joys. Allow this image to lull you into a deeper state of relaxation. Visualize a soft snowfall, blanketing the landscape in a layer of peaceful white. Each snowflake falls gently, finding its own unique resting place, without force or struggle. Similarly, in life, sometimes the most fulfilling path is the one that allows us to surrender to the present moment, accepting the natural flow of events. Release any tension you may be holding, and allow yourself to drift deeper into this peaceful stillness. Imagine a calm, still lake, reflecting the surrounding landscape. Its surface remains undisturbed, mirroring the beauty around it with serene acceptance. Just as the lake doesn't resist the reflections that appear on its surface, we too can find peace by accepting the ebb and flow of life, choosing the path of least resistance when it feels right. Allow this sense of acceptance to fill you with a sense of tranquil serenity. Think of the quiet strength of a deep-rooted tree, swaying gently in the breeze. It doesn't resist the wind but bends with it, demonstrating a profound resilience. Sometimes, choosing the easiest path isn't about avoiding challenges, but about navigating them with grace and flexibility. Allowing ourselves to bend, rather than break, can lead to a deeper sense of inner peace and strength. Let this gentle wisdom sink into your awareness, bringing with it a sense of deep relaxation. Picture the gentle ripples created by a pebble dropped into a still pond. They expand outwards effortlessly, their energy flowing naturally and without resistance. Like these ripples, our actions can create gentle waves of change in the world around us, without force or struggle. The path of least resistance is not a path of passivity, but a path of mindful action, aligned with the natural flow of life. Let this realization bring you a sense of quiet peace and deep rest. Visualize a field of wildflowers blooming in vibrant colors, each one growing towards the sunlight with effortless grace. They don't compete or strive, they simply exist in harmonious beauty, each following its own natural path. Embrace the unique path that unfolds before you, trusting that the path of least resistance can sometimes lead to the most vibrant and fulfilling life. Let this image fill your mind with a sense of peace and contentment as you drift off to sleep. Welcome to Calm Echoes Podcast, your gentle companion for peaceful nights. If you find this episode comforting, please consider liking and subscribing. Imagine a smooth gray river stone, worn smooth by the endless caress of flowing water. It rests in the riverbed, unmoving, seemingly passive, yet perfectly shaped by the forces around it. This stone hasn't fought the current. It hasn't striven against the natural flow. It simply exists, allowing the water to guide its form, to polish its surface, to find its place of perfect rest. Sometimes, the path of least resistance isn't about giving up, but about yielding to a greater wisdom, a gentler force. Think of that smooth stone, and let go of the need to struggle against the current of your own thoughts tonight. The willow tree doesn't resist the wind. Its branches sway and bend, yielding to the unseen force that moves through them. It doesn't fight, doesn't strain against the pressure. Instead, it dances. A gentle, graceful dance with the wind. In its yielding, the willow finds its strength. It survives the storm while the rigid oak might break. Sometimes, the easiest path isn't a sign of weakness, but a display of profound resilience. Let your thoughts be like the willow branches tonight, swaying gently, bending easily, offering no resistance to the gentle breeze of sleep. Picture a cloud drifting lazily across a vast, twilight sky. It doesn't choose its direction. It doesn't struggle against the wind. It simply flows, effortlessly carried by unseen currents of air. The cloud's journey is a testament to the quiet power of surrender, to the peace found in allowing things to unfold naturally. Imagine yourself as that cloud, drifting, weightless, carried by the soft currents of the night, towards a tranquil slumber. There's a subtle lavender hue in the twilight sky, a soft, peaceful color that melts into the deepening blue. Think of a feather falling slowly to the ground. It twirls and turns, caught in the gentlest of breezes, seemingly aimless in its descent, yet it inevitably reaches the earth, landing softly, without force, without struggle. The feather's journey reminds us that sometimes the simplest path, the one that offers the least resistance, is the most natural, the most harmonious way to reach our destination. Let your thoughts be like that feather tonight, drifting gently, slowly settling into the quiet stillness of sleep. The air feels cool against the feather as it falls, a refreshing touch. Consider the way water flows downhill, always seeking the lowest point, carving a path of least resistance through the earth. It doesn't fight the landscape, it molds itself to it, creating valleys and canyons over time, shaping the very world around it. There's a quiet power in this effortless flow, a profound wisdom in its yielding nature. Allow yourself to be like water tonight, flowing smoothly, effortlessly, towards the restful depths of sleep. Imagine the cool, clear water, trickling over smooth stones, reflecting the moonlight. The path of least resistance isn't always about inaction. Sometimes, it's about choosing the path that flows most naturally with our inner being, the one that aligns with our true selves. It's about listening to the quiet whispers of our intuition and letting them guide us, like a gentle stream flowing down a mountainside. Let go of the need to force things, to push against the current. Allow yourself to be guided by the gentle flow of your own inner wisdom tonight, towards the peaceful shores of sleep. Perhaps you hear the distant, gentle rush of the stream as it makes its way down the mountain. Imagine a field of wildflowers, each one blooming in its own time, in its own way, without comparison, without striving. They simply unfold, following the natural rhythm of their growth, accepting the sunlight and the rain, offering their beauty to the world. There's a profound lesson in their effortless existence, a gentle reminder that sometimes the simplest path is the most beautiful. Allow yourself to bloom in your own time, in your own way tonight, releasing the need to control, to force, to strive. Simply be, like the wildflowers, and drift into the peaceful embrace of sleep. Notice the soft, sweet scent of the wildflowers carried on the evening breeze. Rest now, and remember that yielding doesn't mean giving up. It means allowing, accepting, flowing. It means trusting the wisdom of the natural world, the quiet guidance of your inner self. The path of least resistance isn't a sign of weakness, but a recognition of strength, a testament to the power of surrender, a pathway to peace. Breathe deeply and let go, allowing sleep to gently enfold you like a soft, warm blanket. Perhaps you can feel the weight of the blanket on you, comforting and secure. Less than. Person one greater than. Less than. Person one greater than. Imagine a smooth, gray river stone nestled perfectly in the riverbed, allowing the cool water to flow effortlessly around it. It doesn't fight the current, doesn't resist the natural path of the water. Sometimes, the path of least resistance is simply allowing ourselves to be shaped by the gentle forces around us, like that river stone smoothed by time and the flowing river. It's about accepting the present moment, releasing the need to control every outcome, and trusting the natural flow of life to guide us gently towards a place of quiet peace. We can find comfort in the idea that we don't always have to strive, to push, to force. Sometimes, surrendering to the current can be the most profound act of self-care. Think of a leaf drifting on a gentle breeze, carried effortlessly on the whispers of the wind. It doesn't struggle against the air, it doesn't fight its direction, it simply allows itself to be carried. This is the essence of embracing the path of least resistance. It's not about giving up, but rather about recognizing that sometimes the wisest course of action is to surrender to the flow, to trust the gentle guidance of the universe. Just as the leaf trusts the wind, we too can trust the subtle currents of life to carry us towards our own tranquil destinations. Release the tension, the striving, the resistance, and allow yourself to be carried by the gentle breath of existence. This acceptance can bring a profound sense of peace and quietude. Picture a soft, white cloud drifting across the vast expanse of the sky, molded and shaped by the unseen forces of the atmosphere. It doesn't resist its form, doesn't fight its journey. It simply exists in harmonious flow with the world around it. Embracing the path of least resistance can be like becoming that cloud, allowing ourselves to be shaped by the gentle currents of life, trusting the unfolding of our own unique journey. Sometimes, the easiest path is not a sign of weakness, but rather a sign of deep wisdom, a quiet understanding that true strength lies in acceptance and surrender. Let yourself drift, let yourself be shaped, let yourself be carried by the quiet rhythm of life. Imagine a tall, graceful willow tree swaying gently in the breeze, its branches yielding to the wind's soft touch. It doesn't resist the movement, it doesn't fight the natural rhythm of the wind. It bends and sways, finding strength in its flexibility. Like the willow, we can find our own strength in yielding to the currents of life, accepting the path of least resistance. Sometimes, the most powerful action is non-action. The most profound wisdom is surrender. Let go of the need to control, to force, to resist. Allow yourself to sway gently with the rhythm of life, finding peace in the natural flow of existence. It's about finding that quiet space within, where effortlessness resides. Visualize a gentle stream flowing down a mountainside, finding its way around rocks and obstacles, effortlessly carving its path through the landscape. The stream doesn't fight the rocks, it simply flows around them, finding the easiest, most natural way forward. This is the quiet wisdom of the path of least resistance. It's about recognizing that sometimes the most direct route isn't always the straightest one. It's about trusting the natural flow, accepting the detours, and allowing ourselves to be guided by the gentle currents of life, just like the stream flowing down the mountainside. In this acceptance, we find a deep sense of peace and tranquility. Consider the quiet stillness of a deep, clear lake, reflecting the tranquil beauty of the surrounding landscape. The lake doesn't struggle to reflect. It simply allows the images to appear on its surface, a perfect mirror of the world around it. Embracing the path of least resistance can be like becoming that lake, still, receptive, allowing life to reflect upon us without resistance. It's about letting go of the need to control, to manipulate, to force outcomes. Just as the lake reflects the sky, we can reflect the peace and tranquility of the present moment by simply allowing ourselves to be. This acceptance can bring a profound sense of calm and quietude. Think of the silent growth of a seed beneath the earth, slowly and steadily unfolding in the darkness, following the natural path of least resistance towards the light. It doesn't fight the soil, it doesn't resist the darkness. It simply trusts the inherent wisdom of nature, patiently awaiting its time to emerge. Just as the seed trusts the process of growth, we too can trust the unfolding of our own lives, even when the path ahead seems uncertain. Embrace the quiet growth, the gentle unfolding, the path of least resistance, and find peace in the knowledge that even in the darkness, there is a natural order guiding us towards the light. Imagine the effortless flight of a bird soaring through the sky, carried by the gentle currents of air. It doesn't struggle against the wind, it doesn't fight gravity. It simply trusts its wings, its instincts, and the natural forces supporting its flight. Like the bird, we can find our own freedom by trusting the unseen forces that guide us, by surrendering to the path of least resistance. Let go of the need to control every aspect of your journey and allow yourself to be carried by the gentle currents of life. Find peace in the surrender. Find strength in the acceptance. And find your own effortless flight through the vast expanse of existence. Imagine a smooth, gray riverstone resting at the bottom of a clear stream. The water flows over it, effortlessly, without struggle. The stone doesn't fight the current. It simply exists within it, shaped by the gentle, persistent flow. Sometimes, the path of least resistance is simply allowing ourselves to be shaped by the natural currents of life, trusting that where we are carried is exactly where we need to be. It doesn't mean we are passive, but rather, we are in harmony with the larger forces at play. Think of a leaf falling from a tree in autumn. It doesn't cling to the branch, desperately fighting against the inevitable. It releases its hold, twirling softly down to the earth, carried by the gentle breeze. This is the essence of accepting the path of least resistance. It's not about giving up, but about recognizing the natural rhythm of things, the cyclical nature of life and death, growth and release. It's about finding peace in the transitions, in the letting go. Picture a field of tall grasses swaying gently in the wind. They don't resist the wind's direction, they bend and flow with it, creating a beautiful, rippling wave across the landscape. In the same way, allowing ourselves to be guided by the path of least resistance can reveal an unexpected beauty, a sense of effortless grace in our lives. We become flexible, adaptable, and resilient, like the grasses in the field, bending but never breaking. Visualize a cloud drifting lazily across the sky. It doesn't have a fixed destination, it simply moves with the wind, morphing and changing shape as it goes. Sometimes, the path of least resistance is about embracing the unknown, allowing ourselves to be guided by unseen forces, trusting that we will be carried to where we need to be. It's about releasing the need to control, and simply being present in the journey, enjoying the ever-changing scenery of life. Imagine a quiet forest floor covered in a thick blanket of moss. The moss grows softly around rocks and fallen branches, conforming to their shape, embracing their presence. This quiet acceptance, this gentle yielding, is another aspect of the path of least resistance. It's not about forcing our will upon the world, but about finding a harmonious coexistence, a peaceful integration with our surroundings. Think of the slow, steady growth of a tree. It doesn't rush its development. It patiently reaches towards the sunlight, its roots reaching deep into the earth. The path of least resistance isn't always about speed or immediate gratification, but about steady, sustainable growth. It's about trusting the process, knowing that true strength comes from deep roots and patient persistence. Picture a calm, still lake reflecting the moonlight. The surface is undisturbed, serene, a perfect mirror of the sky above. This stillness, this tranquility, is what we can find when we embrace the path of least resistance. It's not about avoiding challenges, but about approaching them with a sense of peace, a deep inner knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Imagine the gentle lapping of waves on a sandy shore. The tide comes in, the tide goes out, a constant, rhythmic cycle. Embracing the path of least resistance is about recognizing these natural rhythms within ourselves and in the world around us. It's about finding our own rhythm, our own flow, and allowing ourselves to move with the currents of life rather than against them. It's about accepting the ebb and flow, the natural cycles of change. Welcome to Calm Echoes Podcast, your gentle companion for peaceful nights. If you find this episode comforting, please consider liking and subscribing. Imagine a smooth gray river stone nestled in the bed of a flowing stream. The water effortlessly glides around it, finding the easiest path. There's a quiet wisdom in that surrender, in letting go of the need to force a different outcome. The path of least resistance isn't about giving up, but about accepting the natural flow of things. Much like that river stone surrendering to the current, it's a gentle reminder that sometimes yielding is not weakness, but an intelligent adaptation, a flowing with the universe instead of against it. Think of a willow tree bending in the wind. Its branches sway and dip, yielding to the force of the breeze. It doesn't resist, it doesn't fight, it simply allows the wind to pass through. This flexibility, this acceptance, is where its strength lies. But the path of least resistance can often feel like giving in. But perhaps it's more about finding a gentler way, a softer approach, like the willow tree yielding to the wind, allowing the storm to pass without breaking. It's a delicate dance of acceptance and resilience. Visualize a cloud drifting lazily across the vast expanse of the sky. It doesn't struggle against the wind. It simply allows itself to be carried, morphing and changing as it journeys. The path of least resistance isn't always about stagnation. It can be about movement, about being guided by the gentle currents of life, much like that cloud drifting on the breeze. It's about trusting the unseen forces that shape our journey and allowing ourselves to be carried towards a peaceful horizon. Picture a field of wildflowers swaying gently in the summer breeze. Each blossom faces the sun, effortlessly turning its face toward the warmth and light. They don't resist their natural inclination. They simply follow the path of least resistance towards the nourishment they need. It's a gentle reminder that sometimes the easiest path is also the most fulfilling, a path that leads us towards growth and flourishing. Just like those wildflowers reaching for the sun, imagine the soft, gentle fall of snowflakes on a winter's night. Each flake drifts down, finding its own unique path, landing softly on the ground below. There's a quiet beauty in that effortless descent, a surrender to gravity, a trust in the natural order of things. The path of least resistance can be about finding that quiet beauty in simplicity, in letting go of the need to control, and allowing things to unfold naturally, like snowflakes falling on a still winter night. Think of the vast, still surface of a calm lake reflecting the moonlight. It doesn't ripple or resist the images cast upon it, but simply accepts them, mirroring the beauty above. This stillness, this receptivity, is a powerful form of acceptance. The path of least resistance is often about embracing this stillness, this quiet receptivity, much like a calm lake reflecting the moon, allowing life to be reflected in our own inner peace. Visualize the gradual unfolding of a flower bud, slowly opening its petals to the sun. It doesn't force its bloom, it simply allows itself to unfurl at its own pace, revealing its beauty in its own time. This gentle unfolding is a reminder that the path of least resistance can be about honoring our own natural rhythms, allowing ourselves to grow and evolve in our own way, just like a flower blooming in the sun. Picture the gentle waves washing upon the shore, receding and returning in a timeless rhythm. They don't fight the tide, they simply flow with it, in a constant dance of give and take. This rhythmic flow, this natural ebb and flow, is a beautiful expression of the path of least resistance. It reminds us that life is not a straight line, but a series of cycles, of ebbs and flows, and that finding peace often lies in accepting this natural rhythm, like the waves washing upon the shore. As you drift off to sleep, remember the river stone, the willow tree, the cloud, the wildflowers, the snowflakes, the calm lake, the unfolding flower, and the gentle waves. Let these images fill your mind with a sense of peace and acceptance. Remember that the path of least resistance is not a sign of weakness, but a gentle way of navigating the complexities of life. It's about finding ease, finding flow, finding your own natural rhythm. And as you drift into slumber, let go of any resistance, any tension, and allow yourself to be carried away on the gentle current of sleep. Welcome to Calm Echoes Podcast, your gentle companion for peaceful nights. If you find this episode comforting, please consider liking and subscribing. Tonight, we continue our exploration of gentle philosophies with a thought on the path of least resistance. Sometimes, we're told to push harder, strive further, and overcome every obstacle. But there's a quiet wisdom in understanding when to yield, when to flow like water around a stone, smoothing its edges over time rather than confronting it head-on. Think of a slow, meandering river carving its path through a valley, patiently shaping the landscape with gentle persistence. That's a beautiful image. We often associate strength with relentless force, with pushing against the current, but true strength can also be found in acceptance, in allowing ourselves to be guided by the natural flow of things. Imagine a leaf drifting on a gentle breeze, carried effortlessly on the currents of air. There's a profound peace in surrendering to the present moment, in trusting the path that unfolds before us, even if it seems like the path of least resistance. Precisely. It's not about giving up, but about recognizing that sometimes the easiest path is also the wisest. Think of the soft, persistent growth of roots beneath the earth. They don't force their way through solid rock, but rather seek out the spaces between, the cracks and crevices, patiently weaving their way through the darkness. This gentle persistence, this acceptance of the path of least resistance, allows them to flourish and support the life above. It's about finding harmony with the natural rhythm of life, like the slow, steady rhythm of the tides, ebbing and flowing with the pull of the moon. We don't fight the tides, we adapt to them. We learn to navigate their rhythms, to find our own peace within their constant motion. Sometimes, embracing the path of least resistance means finding that natural rhythm within ourselves, aligning with our own inner tides. And sometimes, that path may lead us to unexpected places, to hidden valleys and quiet groves we never knew existed. Think of the way a gentle stream finds its way to the ocean, winding through fields and forests, nourishing the land as it goes. It doesn't fight its journey, but rather embraces every twist and turn, every gentle curve along the way. Perhaps the path of least resistance is not about avoiding challenges, but about navigating them with grace and fluidity. It's a beautiful way to think about life's journey, like the soft glow of twilight, gently easing into the darkness. We don't resist the coming of night, but rather embrace its stillness, its quiet invitation to rest and rejuvenate. Perhaps the path of least resistance is about finding that same gentle acceptance within ourselves, allowing ourselves to rest and recharge, to gather strength for the journey ahead. Indeed. Think of the soft, silent fall of snowflakes, blanketing the world in a layer of peaceful white. Each snowflake follows its own unique path, yet together, they create a landscape of serene beauty. Perhaps the path of least resistance is not about conformity, but about finding our own individual path within the larger flow of life. It's about trusting the wisdom of nature, the gentle guidance of the universe. Like the quiet unfolding of a flower, blossoming in its own time, in its own unique way. There's a profound beauty in that gentle unfolding, in that quiet surrender to the natural rhythm of life. And perhaps, just perhaps, that gentle unfolding is the true path to peace. A quiet thought to carry with you as you drift off to sleep. The gentle acceptance of the path of least resistance. The soft, silent unfolding of your own unique journey. Thank you for spending this quiet time with us. Whether you're winding down, driving, or simply taking a break, may peace follow you beyond these moments. Until next time, take care. Goodbye.